we got going on here?
So who you taking? Who you guys taking?
Running back the Cowboys.
Daniel.
That's who you should take.
Yeah.
But you don't want to play there.
Get together.
That's it. Get out of the way here.
Well, good morning, everybody. The sun does shine after an ass whooping. The sun still rises after a Cowboy loss. Wow. Rise and grind, everybody. Game time, Brian, otherwise known as the mailman, ready to go deliver his appointed rounds. I was up late trying to figure out how to edit that video. I ended up posting both videos. I woke up at 5 this morning. I deleted the one, so all those 700 and 800 views go out the window. And it is what it is. So I will not be putting I won't be putting the link. I'm going to have to vet the link somehow. What I may do. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, actually. I was thinking maybe I could use the Zoom call, like change the screen to let the people in to like a black screen, and then that's what I'll do. I don't do it a lot, but post game, I know some people say they're going to get a channel membership and haven't gotten one, and I'll throw the link in there occasionally. But I got to be careful. A bunch of weirdos. I apologize for that, but I can't help weirdos. That's what happens when I try and be nice. So it's a tough day at the office, but regardless, we move forward. Again, we've covered it enough. I mean, Broncos were a great defense. We were a great offense. On the road, at least, we can't maintain. I suspect we would have lost that game at home as well. I think they're better than Green Bay. I do. And we tied Green Bay at home. Obviously, the Giant game was an anomaly. Everybody's like, now Bo Nix is running his mouth. I would just warn Bo Nix. Dallas Cowboys defense gave up over 400 yards of offense to Russell Wilson, only for him to be benched shortly after. Don't gauge how good you are, Bo Nix, based on our defense right now, because it's not great. But that being said, we're going to win most of our home games. I stand by that. And we have a Monday night game heading into the bye next week against Kyler Murray, who's been out. I think they should win the football game. Is it a lock? No, there are no locks. Look at the Jets. Jets just went into Cincinnati and came back, got down huge and came back and won the game. Anything can happen, people. It is what it is. Not much to really sit there and flex about. 44-24, looking into it. Dallas didn't play much man. When you look at the numbers, they played 38% man, but they played man mainly in the fourth quarter. That number jumped up greatly in the fourth quarter. So I would tell people, I don't know, loyal Cowboy, maybe we do have a problem, brother. Maybe the defensive coordinator, I don't know. We've had all off season, right, to come up with something. They decided to move away from Micah Parsons, and Azaraku had the only hit on the. We had 7 pressures. The Broncos had 31 pressures. Our offensive tackles struggled mightily yesterday. Both Steele and Guyton struggled against those smaller, faster edge rushers. Oh, and by the way, they didn't even have Dre Greenlaw. So, Shotty got cute at the goal line, and when that happens, you see what happens. You take penalties. Again, I would say do not a quarterback sneak Dak Prescott. That's not something he does well, at least behind Brock Hoffman. Brock Hoffman, again, didn't give up a lot of sacks. We gave up 2 sacks. But he gives up a lot of pressures. Dak really couldn't step up into the pocket. Dak was off. Dak, for some reason, the seam pass for the Dallas Cowboys is non-existent. Jake Ferguson, who led the league in catches and yards from the tight end position, got 0. He had 1 target yesterday. Again, it was a total collapse on both sides. The one bright spot was Javonte. He didn't have a great game, but Javonte, he should have gotten the ball at the goal line. It would not have mattered in the outcome of the game. I didn't like the defensive game plan to play off. Again, I understand why you do that, but you play back, you're going to get beat. Bo Nix coming into the game was averaging 4.2 yards of air per pass. He averaged yesterday over 8.4. He doubled it. Why? Sean Payton told you why. Now, I believe they could have won the ball if they would have did what the Buffalo Bills did and just ran the ball the whole game. I don't think Dallas was stopping anything yesterday. Frustrating, yes. That's what a last place rated defense does. Dallas was beat, and yeah, I know this is a little bit harsh, but maybe it's a good thing, you know. A lot of people were, I feel bad for guys like Daniel M. who think that, you know, the end is near. Well, we weren't winning a Super Bowl anyway, but maybe now this team will sit back and really analyze. Now, I'm not against doing a move at the deadline for a long-term guy. I'm fine with it. Because the fact of the matter is, Dallas drafted defensive linemen have not been good for a long time. Dallas not drafting defensive linemen have not been good for a long time. So, you know, that's kind of where I sit. I don't want to hear draft and develop. The last defensive lineman you drafted in the first round was Mozzie Smith. Prior to that, it was they hadn't had a grade that high in forever. You passed on T.J. Watt to take none other than Taco Charlton. Again, this is a history here. I think Brian Broaddus is right. I think they allow the defensive coordinators to have too much of a say. Will McClay just needs to make the evaluation and say, no, this is the player that you're getting. Maybe I'll allow you to pick the position. I'm going to pick the player. Unless you've proven that you're good at... I would not be letting Matt Eberflus pick anybody. He's the one that supposedly had a say on Donovan Ezeraku. I'm not here to write him off for his career, but he got the one pressure yesterday, the one hit on the quarterback, or one of the pressures, but he's underwhelmed at the next level. It happens. Everybody makes mistakes. But, you know, there were corners in the draft. There were other positions, linebackers, in the draft that could have helped you right away. And you went and got Ezeraku, in large part because of Matt Eberflus. Matt Eberflus was standing on the table at 12 to take him. And that's with Micah Parsons at the time. So, Tyler Booker was a great pick. Again, it was a tough night at the office. Bad matchup, bad everything all around. But, you know, Dak Prescott did not play good. All the MVP talk, shut up. This is what happens. I didn't say he was going to win. I said, and he could turn it around and go on a run, but I said he was going to have a good year, and he's near the top of the league. Now, albeit he did it against Green Bay, who has one loss. You know, he had a good game against Philly. Numbers were low, but on both sides. His numbers were way better than the other quarterback that won a Super Bowl and an MVP that night anyway. He's put up numbers against the Giants, numbers against the Jets. We get it. They're not good teams. The Commanders, Dallas owns the Commanders. So Dallas owns the Commanders. So, it is what it is. So that's the deal. So, Momo, sorry, your team's not very good, brother. It's not. And we did that to you, Momo. What does that say about the Commanders? You know what I mean? So, but shout out to the Eagles. Get another win. They actually looked very good yesterday. I mean, I like how people like to point out when I'm wrong. With Dallas, I predicted a 33-31 Cowboy last-second 69-yard field goal to win it. That's what I predicted. So I was wrong on that. But I also predicted Eagles by more than 10. I was right on that. Cam Scatterboo. I'm praying for the man. It's absolutely horrendous with the man, that injury. It was not a compound. It was not sticking through. I don't know why. My son he said he thought it was a compound, but I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Long rehab ahead for Cam Scatterboo. I think he already had the surgery. It was reset. Tough sport, very tough sport, which is why I didn't like CeeDee Lamb doing the end around again. I didn't like the game plan, offense or defense. I don't mind throwing the ball. I told you that we were going to probably have to throw the ball to set up the run. I didn't like Dak not going after Patrick Surtain's replacement early enough. You know, he was locked in. You know, primetime Phil, the ex-quarterback, he disagrees with me. But, you know, in the red zone where it's tight quarters, I would have thrown the jump ball. It's not a 50-50 ball with Pickens. Now, maybe Dak doesn't throw a good jump ball. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's why you said that. But I would say 70-30. If you throw it high enough, Pickens usually is going to come down with it. I'm not going to throw it into a window. I mean, I see why you could, but it really had no chance of being completed. So, but a short video. Sorry about I had to delete the whole live stream last night. I should have just made it private, but again, I haven't had to do that but once. So, it is what it is. So that's why it's showing that there's only maybe a couple hundred views or 180 some views. I had to delete the other one. So again, I can't do that anymore. That's my bad. I try and help the people, and then we got weirdos in this country. So it is what it is. I will talk to everybody later. We'll see. Mondays have been horrible. I'll try and do a lunchtime chat later. Either way, congratulations to the Eagles. Dallas, not good. Not good. For all my Cowboys fans, keep your head up. I still think they should do something if it makes sense, but no Demario Davis, none of these 36-year-old guys who could help us for 1 year. For what? Even if you sneak in the playoffs, what are you going to win one game? Unless you have the chance for everything, then I don't have a problem trading a first-round pick to get somebody who's going to be on the team for the next 3 years. I don't have a problem with that because they can't draft defensive linemen to save their ass anyway. So, all right, that's it from me. Talk to you later. Peace.
It's just a lot easier if you just lay back. He's resisting me. Pills are good. Pills are good. Better? You must have tested for most.
How much weight did he lose?
He lost it. Oh, he was ribs and dick by the end of it, you know?